Hello, everyone. My name is Steven Severn, and I am the social media manager over here at iMarket Solutions. And today we will be discussing content marketing and in the wake of COVID-19. In particular, my goal for today is to cover a few types of paid and organic posts that are valuable for you and your company and your customers right now. And hopefully, by the end of this short session, we will give you some brief and actionable information that you guys can take home and implement in your own companies. But before we begin, just want to reiterate the current state of social. What we're seeing is that personal usage is way up. Social media engagements have seen a sizable increase due to increased interactions and time on platform. Conversion is either stable or down, and this very much is dependent on what other areas have been impacted. It's amazing to see the kind of the differences per region. So I'm hoping that it's up in most of your areas, but it's a good opportunity that you invest in other things that lead to conversion down the road. And then lastly, the economic hardship of the pandemic is actually reducing budgets all across the world, and it's actually creating a little bit more opportunity uh, for us to get in there and actually get some content created and get some advertising up. So what has iMarket been seeing? Similar to last week, we reviewed these stats. We're seeing that impressions have increased almost dramatically by 91%. CPM has actually decreased by 36%. And we do consider that to increase going forward. And then page engagement also has been increased by 28%. So what that means is people are spending a lot more time on their devices. There's less competition. So it gives us a nice opportunity to invest in more ad spend. But outside the HVAC, plumbing, and electrical industry, we've noticed the 23% decrease in ad spend over the last 2 months. Facebook platform has actually increased more than 50%, mostly in voice and video calling, but particularly Facebook and Instagram has seen a 40% increase in the 18 to 34-year-old age group. And in particular, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram have been key points for businesses to get out information during this time. And it's something that we should absolutely make sure that we have current and accurate information on for your business. So, what can your business do with this information? The essentials state that you're open and safe, state that you're essential, stand by your community, your core values, your purpose. We're dedicated to contractor success, so we're always going to be going through these weekly webinars and hopefully giving you a bit more information for you to take away. And then lastly, optimize your content for promotional strategy. We want to make sure that this is extremely important because this is the next step in how your business will keep moving forward during this difficult time, but while taking into effect some considerations. So, to reposition your promotions and content strategy, it means that we need to be more human about it. Um, People are expecting a shift in how content is served and the medium and the formats that they're being delivered in. So we're challenging all of our clients to consider more human approaches during this time because there's a lot of ambiguity and how people react to content. They tend to be a lot more sensitive. So just an example, if we're going for promotions, the first thing they do is we need to recognize the situation and we need to be empathetic. We need to state if there's something that we're selling that's going to benefit them, but we need to be clear that, and cover our bases. For instance, this post, we actually were developing it for a client for IAQ products. We need to really state disclaimers and cover our tracks. Ideally, you should always have a disclaimer or a link to a manufacturer website. If you're doing a video and you're trying to make a personal play to your customers, be transparent about why you have these promotions in the first place. You have a business, you have employees that are on your payroll, and you're trying to keep the business afloat. So The more transparent you can be about that and be empathetic, it's an easy way for you to have an emotional connection to your customers. Then lastly, if you're considering advertising this content, be aware that there are limitations within Facebook's advertising realm, which covers Instagram, Facebook Display Network, that this pandemic is a social issue. So you will most likely be rejected for certain types of posts that may come up. And what we want to do is we want to make sure you're a qualified advertiser through Facebook's eyes. So this is something that I'm personally been vetted through Facebook's ID process. So I'm able to actually advertise on social revenues, or I'm sorry, social issues. But if there is something that you particularly would like to discuss or something that we get iMarket to help you with, I'm happy to lend an ear. And same with any of our social specialists on our team. Promotions is only one side of what we really want to focus on. Ideally, we really want our customers to be recognizing the situation and that not all customers are looking to buy right now. They don't always necessarily want to be sold something, or they don't want people in their homes. And so it's difficult to adjust to those individuals. But what we can do is through lighthearted content that recognizes the situation, that's empathetic to your team and your company, and realizing the struggles that people have out there. And then again, if you can be transparent about why these promotions or these types of content are important, it's good that you just keep that face of your company live during this time, regardless of if you're selling or not. One example that we've actually seen from our clients is, in this one instance, is they built box forts for children because they're all home, they're all in distant learning plans. This is a creative way that you can create good out of lighthearted, out of the situation. The content's lighthearted, it's easily consumable. It does have some element of a selling aspect, but it's more humorous in that it just plays on the idea that kids are home and it gives them something to do. If we go into things that we should be avoiding, absolutely slapstick humor. If we there's a point where the visual imagery, the tone, and what's humorous should be reassessed. You absolutely should not think that everything will be taken to light. We want to make sure that they're taken seriously for your brand, but there could be points where it could come off as offensive to some people. And lastly, avoid creatives of interactions. The last thing you want is to reuse old content that shows specialists high-fiving, shaking hands, giving hugs. Social distancing is so important right now, and if you promoted content like that, it would have a much bigger impact on your brand, and people would question when the photos was taken. So you can either post them and be very transparent, it was a throwback Thursday post or something that was taken previously, or just consider the creative all along. So in summary, personal usage is way up, competition is low, CPM is continuing to decrease, and you guys have an opportunity to really impact your customers, to build more brand awareness, more consideration, a stronger engagement and following to build loyalty with your existing customers. So we absolutely think that this is the time that we want to ensure that our customers and anyone in this industry is continuing to post. And iMarket's absolutely here to help. If you are an iMarket client, talk to your marketing coordinator. We can get you in touch with any of our social media specialists. If you need any additional assistance but are not in the iMarket family, we're absolutely here to help. So fill out a request on the website and we'll get back to you. Once again, my name is Steven Severin. I'm the social media manager with iMarket Solutions, and I thank you for your time.